it so.
We're live.
Good evening, Internet.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Happy Wednesday.
Happiest of Wednesdays
Hi.
to you.
Are you okay? Did you suddenly get hit in the
I
head?
skipped a week. What were you guys' ratings on Mac and Me?
Pretty good, actually, I think.
Yeah, it
332.
332?
It was a
You were
good bad
two,
movie,
right?
an
No, you were
enjoyable.
two.
I was two?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was an enjoyable bad movie.
It was.
I try not to listen to the episodes where you're actually,
Yeah. Podcasting.
reviewing a movie that I have not seen because
Oh.
I don't want to taint my view. Yeah, I don't want to peritinium my view.
Sure.
So,
Right, perineum.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just trying to
Science. Taint.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because sometimes I might watch that movie.
You
Like
should.
Samurai Cop 2. That was a mistake.
You shouldn't have done that.
No.
That was bad.
It got me
I mean,
it got me one of my more favorited Letterboxd reviews where I basically said fuck this movie and everything it stands for.
you needed to know.
Yeah, I did kind of need to know. I liked it. I
Man,
liked
this
hating
no
it.
lower thirds is fucking weird.
Sorry.
It's fine.
It's
Look, fine.
We're lucky any of this is working.
Yeah, I like that you put Harlow in the snowy wilderness and not the hot sauna wilderness that he's in now.
Hey, man. Hot dog.
Hot dog.
The movie. He's in the snow. We lost him in the snow.
Did we?
Sure. I don't know.
R.I.P.
How did we
Little
get?
Harlow.
How did we get in this house? Did you break in?
Yes.
Because I just got here and you were here, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Shouty, you want to hit that fan?
I do.
Because it has somehow gone up 40 degrees since we
Right.
walked in this room. Stretch. Get it.
Don't make me laugh.
Did you jump to pull that?
Yeah, I did. Just waving at it.
Bad and at it like a little kitty
Yeah.
cat.
God damn it!
Just so cute when he's
Yeah.
trying to reach things.
Oh,
Crack
there's
open
the
a
tweet.
cold one. I tweeted. I
Tweed
retweeted it.
love
anyway.
to have you. You motherfucker. Who wrote that shit?
That was me.
You son of a fuck.
He's our official tweeter.
No, you're
Are
our
you?
official tweeter. I'm
I'm running the board.
I'm
our official woofer.
junior emergency tweeter.
What?
Jet, we call you.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Wow, you guys.
it's good to be back here.
Isn't it?
I was mad I missed last week. I was so bummed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
do we let T-Straw guest one last time before sending him out of town?
Nah,
Nah.
we probably won't have time to.
Erased from history.
Oh, are we doing no quarters next week?
Should we?
I don't know.
I've played 0 games.
I could talk for like an hour about Dead Cells. So,
I've played about 18 hours of No Man's Sky.
oh
So no.
We don't want to argue
God,
with.
that one tweet was just like, guy let his dad play No Man's Sky, and he's like,
Oh,
so
right.
it's just doing yard work in space? And he's like, my dad wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
I couldn't argue him.
It's more than that, but
It's
a lot has changed since the initial release. I was talking to Harlow not too long ago, and I asked him how much he played, and he played 30 minutes, and I was like, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I think he made up his mind within about an hour of the original release.
And then played it for
And then
39
played 30
more hours.
Did he play
He played for over 40 hours.
40 hours on the first one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
I played about 10 hours, and I was just like, man, I'm bored every time I do this. I was never frustrated. I was just bored. And I guess it was just like, there are certain games where I can do the same thing over and over, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And that was not one of them. That loop did not appeal to me, so I shut it down. I still have the collector's edition with the book and all that other shit in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man.
At least you didn't buy the the spaceship edition. Apparently that little model was kind of jank.
Was garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not surprising. I try not to buy any games that have tchotchke anymore. Like, give me an art.
Into a home and not embarrass me, then I'll take it.
Yeah, it's tough.
A lot of the
Most of the statues are trash.
Yeah, a
They're
lot of them
garbage.
Yeah. But a lot of them also like just look like some weeb ass shit that
Yeah.
only Jens should have in his home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like I've got the Battlefield 1 collector's statue, but
Because that was a cool statue.
it was super cheap on Amazon.
Mhm.
I think it was like $25 when I bought it. And it's cool as shit. And I also have a cloth recruitant poster, which looks nice.
Sweet.
But like that's a cool statue. It comes with some cool shit. It lights up for no reason.
What lights up?
The statue, like there's a pouch or something like on his chest, and that lights up. And it looks real dumb hanging on his chest, but the lighting effect that it gives to the rest of him is pretty cool. It's kind of reddish and stuff. It's
That's
neat.
pretty cool. So, should we do a podcast?
I should get a drink before we start.
Why don't you get a drink?
Mix yourself up a drink.
Whip something up in the kitchen.
Just a regular beverage.
I haven't had an alcoholic beverage here in a long time.
Yeah.
I think we drank everything. I think all the bottles are empty. I know my Zaya's long gone.
They've been.
We got a giant rum refill.
Yeah, he
Oh,
knew
what?
Yeah, there's some rum in there.
What?
Rum.
What?
It's just clear rum though.
It does
what,
the
like,
trick.
What, like Bacardi or something?
Yeah.
I did.
It does the trick.
Get me a fruity soda and I would mix it in there.
For sure.
But like a cola, you gotta have Zaya, or I gotta have Zaya because Zaya's the
Get
best.
you a Mountain Dew throw.
No, I don't need caffeine right now.
That's why you
I
gotta
don't.
mix
I don't
it
sleep
with the rum.
I don't sleep at night already, so yeah, I don't need to do that.
Where the
It was
hell?
funny. Like the thing I'm obsessed with now because I have a Fitbit is wearing it at night and like seeing my sleep patterns and seeing like when I was in deep sleep, when I was in light sleep, and REM sleep and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I was up so long last night. It was basically like, all right, you were asleep from 11 o'clock to 1:30, and then from 4:30 to 6:55.
Yeah.
Like that's how I was up so long that it was just like, no, you weren't asleep. You were up. You were doing things, I guess, or something. I don't know. And I was like, yeah, I was laying in my bed thinking about work.
That's the best.
There's your problem.
Yeah. Those are the nights when you're just like, man, I hope Trump nukes the world somehow. That way I won't have to go to work tomorrow.
Shit, son.
Maybe it's time to quit your job and walk off into the woods for a while.
There was one point, there was one morning I thought I was pretty sure they were going to fire me when I came in.
Yeah?
Because the day before had just been a fucking disaster. Like, and not really my fault, but it, everything's my fault because I'm management now.
Mhm.
So I was just like, oh man. And I was kind of like eager for it. I was like, man, they're going to fire me tomorrow, aren't they? And then I was like, oh shit, that means I stopped getting paid, doesn't it? And then I was like,
Usually does, yeah.
I was like, fuck, then I'll have to find a new job. I don't know. Then I have days like today that were awesome.
Oh, you had a good day at work?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Like everyone did their shit and they only fucked up like 5 or 6 times.
Down from the normal, 30?
More.
Wow.
There's always something that gets fucked. Like it's amazing, and it's always just the dumbest little shit. And it's always at the time when it would be the worst time to have dumb shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the client that absolutely cannot have dumb shit happen.
Oh, that
Yeah,
happens
and
at
like,
my
and I
work,
told
too.
them a billion times. I'm like, you can't fuck this up. You cannot fuck this up.
Yeah.
And so like, they get back. Yeah, hey, I fucked it up. And it's like, oh, God damn it. What do I have to send you back out there for? And yeah. Like, oh, dumb thing you told me not to fuck up specifically. I fucked it up. So.
I did it.
Yeah, they're... And then there's other days where they're just like on point. Everybody does all the shit they need to do, and it's beautiful. That's what today was. Yeah. Or the shit they fuck up that can be fixed in like 5 minutes. So those are the best ones. Also, the best ones are the ones where my boss is like, "You need to call them. You need to call them right now, and you need to talk to a client. You need to fix this." And I'm like, "Okay." And you call up, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't even notice. Who cares? You can come back tomorrow and take care of it." And I'm like, "You don't understand. My boss just gave me a fucking heart attack over this, and you didn't even know. Like, you had no idea anything happened." So, I hope he's watching. That'd be great.
You think?
Yeah, and then I can come in tomorrow and be like, "Okay, now you're actually fired. You got to find a new job." Nah. I do not work in an IT service desk. I can tell you that. Nope.
I can tell you where he works.
You could, but then I'd have to kill you.
I also could tell you where he works.
I mean, but you don't really want to work there anymore anyway, so...
Let us out you.
Yeah.
Let's invent a rival podcast who threatens to out you, and then...
Oh, and then we have to shut this one down?
Yeah.
No, then you have to quit the other job.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's that bad reference there.
Thank you.
God, I wish I could go back in time and like find out the whole... I think it was an ex-girlfriend or something.
You think?
That's what it had to be, something like that. Fire you immediately.
Did they ever talk about work on the podcast?
No. Never. Never.
I figure if anybody really like has paid any attention at all, they know exactly where I work and possibly where I live accidentally.
But we're way more open about it. Like we'd never tried to really hide who we are. I mean, we didn't exactly say our last names, but plenty of people are like friends with us on Facebook and all that. Like once that started, I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if you really want to get me fired, I mean,
he's close to it.
I'm training. I'm training my replacement right now. So basically, yeah.
I'm realizing like if the thing that saves me is if they fired me, their lives would get demonstrably worse because of all the bullshit I deal with that they would then have to deal with until they find a replacement and get the replacement trained and all that. So they're like, they have to like I basically to get fired, I have to tip the scale far enough from like. To outweigh the months of misery that it would cause them for me to not be there anymore. So
I know it would be miserable for them if they fired me, but I know they're also not above putting themselves through that kind of misery.
Yeah. Mine, I know. Like, they were so glad when I started that they were like, that I knew I had that little trump card in my pocket. But, God, I hate that phrase doesn't work anymore. Fuck.
It's the worst.
God, I fucking hate that.
It's all the worst.
God, of all the names, fuck. Anyway, we should talk about hot dogging.
We should.
Unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about.
I just want to say that I'm really happy that I have a new person at work that is smart.
It's nice, isn't it?
He listens and he learns the things that I teach him, and he's a decent human being.
Man.
I hit the
lottery.
motherfucking
Yeah,
jackpot.
you should marry this guy.
Yeah. Before you can't anymore.
Is he already taken?
He just got married.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, that dumbass. What was he thinking?
Yeah, I know.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
I know.
Fucking hell, guy.
I know.
The fuck's wrong with you, guy?
Yeah.
God, guy.
Honeymoon to Hawaii and everything. Just sickening,
Hawaii's nice.
apparently.
I recommend it to anyone.
If I ever get
If you
the money or time.
anyone who has recently robbed a bank, I recommend Hawaii.
Recommend robbing a bank in Hawaii
No,
or
robbing
going
a bank
to...
so that you can afford to actually go
Okay,
to Hawaii.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Because, yes, everything's expensive there once you get there.
Right.
Well-
It'd be cheaper for me to swim to... Or probably the only way I could get to Hawaii is swimming there.
Pro tip, hurricane is about to hit Hawaii.
So it'll be
rob
cheap.
the bank, get to Hawaii now, rob the bank when you get there.
Ah.
When the hurricane passes, live it up.
Man, is the volcano still going?
Yes.
It's so weird that I was there.
Yeah.
But, like, I have pictures at that volcano, and now it's like a fucking actual volcano.
Yeah.
It was just like it was a sleepy volcano before.
Oh, sleepy volcano.
Now it's in like REM sleep mode. Where it's like,
It's just like,
it's like it wakes up.
Having, it's having night terrors.
yeah,
God.
that's what's happening.
But yeah, like I can't imagine the people like, no, I'm sticking it out, man. I'm gonna. It's like, no, this shit's lava. Like the Earth is literally opening up, like you see in movies. And to get you out, they have to get it. Like they can't even get to you by vehicle that is not airborne.
Right.
Like they have to chopper you out. And the people are like, no, man, I'm gonna stay. It's like, all right, well, you are gonna fall into the Earth like that chick at the end of Drag Me Into Hell.
That's a good scene.
Yep.
Good reference.
I just spoiled that movie too, but whatever.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not like it's The Descent.
Hey, I didn't do it during the actual podcast.
True, yeah. So, fuck you, chat.
Yeah, I should watch Drag Me to Hell again.
I have been tempted
I haven't seen
to-
it since the theater,
Yeah.
and I've kept wanting to.
Yeah. I've had it on my DVR for like a year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Hey, let's talk about hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Oh shit! I guess I got to do the whole intro pattern. Fuck. All right. What did he say?
Good bad movies, enjoyable
Right.
bad
One
movies.
to
They get 1 to 5 jocks as in
bags
robot.
as in
Dog.
robot
No,
bags.
let's just fuck it up.
No.
Just
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens.
yeah, exactly.
Let's just see what happens.
When have we ever planned anything? Come on.
Never.
Except for the
that
year
one
of
time we
1990
did
movies.
a year of all 1990
That was a good
movies.
plan.
And then didn't tell anybody.
3 of us knew.
Hey, man,
Some of us knew.
Three people knew.
I can tell you.
None of them were one of the people also on the podcast, you dumb motherfuckers. The other people that didn't know were the people that listened
and
to the
one
podcast.
guy that guessed was a total rando that never interacted with us ever again. One guy was like, why are all your movies 1990? We're like, you're the big winner. And then he's like, I've
Yeah.
dropped off the face of the earth since then.
It's true. It happened.
Yeah. Nobody said we were good at marketing.
And nobody probably will ever say that.
Time to do the thing.
No, redo that. You got to clack it like you mean it.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast!
Episode 434.
Hey, that's a palindrome.
Hey.
Cool.
I used to live off 434
Cool.
in Orlando. It's a road.
Yeah, go on. Tell us about it.
Hey, I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and Harlow's not here this week.
No, he's
So
not.
it's all going off the rails.
Right. So why don't we tell people what we do each and every week on the BMFcast?
Okay.
Please do.
We watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie
Yep.
for the first half,
Yep.
and then we rate it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we give it a
Right.
rating.
So,
Good bad movies. They
Keep
get 1 to
going,
5
keep
jocks
going.
as in robot jocks.
Oh,
Right.
I've
Yeah.
heard that phrase before.
Bad movies, as in
Stay away from
Bad,
it.
bad movie.
Yeah.
Get it away.
yeah, they get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, as in bags of trash in which they belong.
Right.
Garbage.
Just recycle that movie.
To wit, we have watched one of those movies today.
Yeah, this was. We have a list of Harlow-less movies. This was
Say
a movie
that
that
podcast.
Harlow had watched on his own with a friend, and so I'd put it on a list of, okay, well, when you leave, we're watching that.
Okay.
So we watched 1984's Hot Dog,
Hot Dog.
the movie.
The movie.
Okay.
Hot Dog, the movie.
So I missed Hamburger the movie.
No, the motion picture.
Oh.
You
Is this
missed-
any relation?
You also missed Hamburger the Motion.
Yeah, yes.
That is, you're making a very interesting motion
I am.
right now.
Yes.
It is the Hamburger Motion, and fans
Yes.
of Hamburger the Motion Picture will
Right.
know.
It is part of a cinematic universe created by one Mike Marvin, the writer of this film and the director of Hamburger the Motion Picture.
Okay.
So that is your relation.
He's also the director of The Wraith.
Yes, he wrote and directed The Wraith.
This is not like The Wraith in any way whatsoever.
No, he's
It is not.
diverse.
I guess.
Weirdly, I have had like 5 or 6 people talk to me about the Wraith lately.
I think it pops
Was
back
there
up on something, Netflix or
Wraith
Amazon.
Surgeons?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gaining
Good to
ground.
know.
People are like, "Hey, have you seen The Wraith?"
And we're like, Yeah.
Like
I love when we can just hipster the fuck out on people.
Yeah.
We reviewed that back in like 2009.
Yeah, that episode's so old you can't find it anymore.
Yeah.
That's how old it is. But yeah, so he directed Hamburger the Motion Picture, so that's the connection to there. Some cast members also have returned to the BMFcast. Sure. Some of them. There's a lot of like familiar faces in this, but not really like.
And there's also a lot of guys who kind of ski, maybe.
Sure, maybe.
I think.
Yeah, there were probably some pro skiers
mostly
pretending to act.
Yeah, mostly stuntmen, though.
Yeah.
Mostly not close-up shots.
Yeah. David Naughton is in this. He's famous for things like American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We haven't watched that.
I've watched it.
Yeah, but
that is a good movie.
Yes, it is. His only appearance is a BMFcast Extra movie, Amityville: A New Generation.
Well,
yeah. So
is that one of the bad Amityvilles?
Yeah.
A nude generation.
Yeah, nude.
Yeah.
Speaking of nude, Shannon Tweed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in this. She was in the proper BMFcast movie, Steel Justice.
I could not tell you literally a thing about Steel Justice.
Dude from Karate Kid had a coral snake for a tie, and most of it was a music video. He was like a Vietnam vet, and...
Oh, man, that's Steel Justice?
Yeah.
Was he on a swing set at one point?
Maybe.
Okay. That's all I remember about Steel Justice.
Yeah. She was also in Meatballs 3.
Oh.
So, BMFcast Extra movie.
This was her second major motion picture, I think?
Yes. Her first will be appearing on the BMFcast shortly.
Spoilers.
So, tune in
I bet
for
you
that.
can find out what
Yeah. If
Why
you've
don't
got
you
a
tell us
copy of IMDb, you can find out.
Yeah, go get your hardbound cover book.
I keep a copy of IMDb in the car.
You can be like my dad, just print out everything.
Son, would you print out the internet
There was
for
a
me?
while he wouldn't forward me emails. He would just print them out and then give them to
Oh
me.
my
I'm
God.
like
That's
what is this? I was like, do you need
worst
kindling
chainmail.
for the
In
fire?
like 96, 97, when I first got on the internet, I printed out pages of IMDb stuff. I was like, this internet won't last, man.
Well, in that...
This shit's just a fad.
Well, you
Paper's here to stay.
You didn't have internet everywhere. So
No, you need to
print
take it
shit
with
like
you,
that
yeah.
out and take it, like, put it in a
Exactly.
folder and then go nerd out with people. Like,
Exactly.
look what I found. Look
Yeah.
what I found.
Can you
this is on a
believe-
website.
Charlie Sheen is in all these movies. Yeah, that was a good time. Also, James Sato is in this. He was Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
he has worked a lot, but that's his only BMFcast appearance.
Yeah. I like him.
He's good.
He's good in this movie.
He's fine. he's good and fine.
He gets the best line of the movie.
So, this here movie.
Yos.
It is not about hot dogs.
No.
And
Not the actual like Frankfurter hot dogs.
This
minus
is-
one jocks for not being about hot dogs.
It is
Right
about-
off the hop.
It is about guys hot dogging and grandstanding
That's right.
on skis.
Yeah, it's a ski movie.
I'll stop playing that.
Yeah, what are you doing over there? The fuck?
Just fidgeting with things that are too loud.
Yeah, it's not about the food.
No.
Skiing.
It is about skiing.
Skiing and skiers.
Yeah, and hot tubs.
Hot tubs. Right. And boobs.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Boobs. This movie.
Yep.
This had to be like an HBO staple.
It had to have been.
Like one of those that everybody was like, man, when is that going to be on HBO?
Yeah, because like they would have like times written down of like, okay, 22 minutes in this.
Yeah, good old before Mr. Skin
Right.
existed.
You just had to know.
Yeah. Everyone had their hardbound copy of Mr. Skin's guide
Right.
to
Yes. Which was
movie-
just they got it from an older cousin.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need this anymore, Jimmy. Just take a look at this.
I've graduated, Jimmy.
Emmanuel in space is on. you want to tune in around 17 minutes. There's gotta be some bush.
Yeah.
Space bush.
Yeah, this man, the beginning of this movie is very much like not an 80s movie. It feels very much like a late 70s just kind of chilling out, hanging type thing. You know what I mean?
It's like a van movie in some ways.
Yeah, it's real mellow but also real not of the era. Like the attitudes don't make sense. It's strange. Like I was fully expecting like, oh god, this is going to be a gross problematic 80s movie. It mostly is not.
Yeah.
It really isn't.
Yeah, it's one of those where the women have more agency than the men, which is not a thing that was regular back then.
Yeah. So, like, the movie starts with a dude just skiing. Like, that. The opening credits are just guys skiing, and whatever dude's name is, Peter Horton. I don't remember the guy's name.
What, our hero?
Yes, our hero.
Harkin.
Yeah.
Played by Patrick Hauser.
Yeah,
Right.
his name harkens back to things like skiing.
You are right.
Harkin.
Yeah. So he's skiing at the beginning, and then he's at a gas station after the credits have done rolled. And a van pulls up, and a lady gets thrown out of it. Mm-hmm. And the dude's also like, take this crap with you, too, and throws, like, 12 cassette tapes at her.
Yeah.
And he just walks over and is like, are you okay? And she's like, get away from me. And he's like, well, all right, then. And goes to drive away, and she's like, wait, can I get a ride? And he's like, sure. And she's like, oh, we're best friends now.
Mm-hmm. But she leaves her tapes.
Yeah.
At first we thought he was going to run over her tapes because the way he pulls up to her looks like just he's driving right over that pile of tapes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But she apparently left the other guy's van because she refused to follow the rules of the road for hitchhikers.
She didn't pay the toll.
Yeah.
Ass, cash, or grass. Mm-hmm. Nobody rides for free.
Exactly. But she did not pay. So now she's riding.
She and her cassette tapes were thrown to the curb.
Yeah. And so now she's riding with this guy, and she's like, don't try anything. And he's like, okay. Mm-hmm. And then proceeds to not try anything.
Yeah. He's a good boy. They listen to
they even stay in the same room.
Yep.
And the same bed.
Yep.
Because he's like, you can sleep in the truck if you want, but I'm getting a room.
She's all, and she's all like, she's very adamant that he not try anything.
Mm-hmm. And he's also adamant about not trying anything.
Right. He's like, fine,
right.
I'm a skier. I'm going to ski. I just am being nice to you.
Yeah.
And then he lays down and he looks at her for like 4 seconds. It's like, you get the soft music, like, he's thinking she's real pretty.
Yeah,
and like,
he leers at her
ding,
like,
ding, ding.
yeah, here it comes. And
then he turns over and goes to sleep.
Yeah.
The next morning, she's mad at him for not making a move. She's like, what's the deal, stud? You didn't make a move? Why didn't you make a move? And he's like, you told me not to make a move, so I didn't.
Yeah, and she's like, well, you don't know what you're missing. I'm great at sex. And he's just like,
cool.
What the fuck is happening? Anyway.
Cool story, bro.
Let's go to the ski place. So they drive to the ski place.
Yep.
And they go to get a room, and it takes a while to get someone's attention because it's a naked lady in a hot tub who then just puts a towel on her head and comes out to give them a room. Now, the girl that he has picked up is acting like, don't look at her. Like, you're my man, don't look at her. This is just the worst.
They both get very possessive of each other very quickly, though
for
they
no
are not
reason.
A thing.
For no reason.
Yeah.
It's just something to push a scene through.
But
you could play this well.
Yeah.
But we're also glossing over the fact that this woman has walked out completely nude aside from a towel on her head to check them into the hotel.
Yes. As an employee of the hotel.
Yeah.
This sets the scene for the snow shenanigans to come.
Yeah, because they've checked into a no-tell motel, basically.
Yeah.
And
it's got some dumb fantasy lane or something.
Yeah, and their bed is like a heart-shaped water bed with a heart-shaped hot tub
with
in it.
velour sheets.
Yeah.
The hot tub doesn't have velour sheets, but the bed does.
Yeah. And she's just flopping around the waterbed, and she's just like, and he's just like, yep, this is one of those rooms. And like,
he basically says it's the only one he could get in town.
Yeah. And he turns on the TV, and it's porn, and he's like, haha, porn, and turns it off, and then goes about his business, and she's like, porn, watch. So, I mean,
the thing about the opening parts of this movie is it's not really funny, and it doesn't really go anywhere for a long time.
Well, at first you think they're really establishing the shit out of these characters, but it turns out no, because these characters will change from scene to scene depending on what the scene needs them to do.
They're also boring.
Yeah.
There's nothing interesting or exciting about either of the characters.
They're super white bread, just like he's a good skier, she's going to San Francisco, that's it.
Yeah, and I mean, we're 20 minutes in the movie, and we're just kind of like, tapping the thing going, are you going to have skis in your ski movie?
I heard there were boobs in this. Yeah. What's the deal?
Oh, we've seen boobs.
Yeah, but I mean, like, raunchy, fun Animal House
Yeah.
boob time, is
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to be
that's
happening,
funny.
and that's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the next day, he's just like, okay, I'm going to go ski. And I don't know what she does.
Yeah, we don't know what she does for the
She
rest
just
of
stays
that.
in the room, and he goes and starts, like, the registration process and, stuff.
Yeah.
He meets the Rat Pack that day.
Yeah.
And it's just like 6 people who are the party animal crazy skiers.
David Naughton is basically the leader of them.
Yes, he's the
Yeah.
aging ski pro.
We skip over a scene where we skipped over the dinner scene.
Yeah, that's
which
right.
happens before the.
So they go to dinner that night?
They did
Yeah,
go to dinner.
that's where
that
they
night.
first meet David Naughton.
Okay.
Because they also meet our antagonist of
Right.
the movie.
Yes.
Nazi McGerman,
Uh-huh.
or whatever his name is.
Yep.
Rudy.
Rudy.
Rudy-
Like,
Krauton,
Yes.
yeah.
German Schneimer.
Right. Which the
Evil
movie
German
description
dude.
says he's Austrian.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
But I mean, immediately she's calling him Adolf and a Nazi,
Yeah.
and because he's basically
He's
like,
the best skier in the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
Harkin is like, oh shit, it's him. He's like, oh my god, like
he's the best in the world. I got to go talk to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, hi, Mr. German. Nice to meet you. And the guy's just like, and
Yeah.
goes about his business. And it's just
yeah,
like,
like won't even shake his hand.
yeah. And so she.
And then she's like, hey Adolf, somebody's talking to you.
yeah. Yeah.
And and he's like, oh, in Germany the women are,
Attractive, but also smart.
yeah.
Ha ha ha.
And she's like, how dare you, you Nazi fuck. You know?
I mean, the way they all speak is very, give us the money, Lavowski.
Yeah. I kept
throughout.
waiting. I thought the reveal at the end was going to be this guy was just from like Jersey or some shit, and it was just like he was faking to get on the European tour or whatever. But no,
Nope.
it's not even that clever. But yeah, he's just comic Nazi German man. That's it.
Yeah,
he's-
but she keeps trying to pick fights with him, and
Yeah.
that's when David Naughton basically steps in and kind of diffuses the situation.
right, and he drinks a glass of champagne at their table and is just like, "Well, smell you later."
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that Harkin describes him as like to his face, telling girlfriend, what's her name? I know it's Tracy Smith, but I don't know what her name is in the movie. But
Sonny.
Sonny.
yeah, Sonny. But he's basically like, yeah, oh, you're whatever his name is. You used to be really good.
Yeah.
And he's like, I still am.
Dan
O'Callahan.
O'Callahan.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, they leave the dinner and go next door to a honky tonk bar.
Oh man, and we were just like, oh shit, this place is getting wrecked.
Yeah.
We were wrong.
It does, but not in the way.
This might be the first honky tonk bar we've seen in a movie that didn't get fucking wrecked.
Yeah, they introduced it too soon, basically, because there wasn't enough time for brawl conflict to be established. So what they do instead is have a 15-minute wet T-shirt contest,
Yep.
which is just drag every woman up on stage, all of them conveniently wearing T-shirts, except for Sonny, who's wearing
A Schweta.
a sweater that the dude had in his luggage.
Yeah.
They try to get her on stage, and she's like, no.
I appreciate that the guy doesn't push it.
Yeah. He's
'Cause
like,
I was expecting there to be a whole like long drawn out
Yeah.
like getting her on stage thing.
'Cause
and
they get-
I was not in the mood for it.
No.
Let's put it that way.
They get the pros on stage, like the ringers.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
he's like, let me pull out my lady detector, and starts unzipping his pants. And you're like, oh, Christ. And everyone in the crowd is like, fuck yeah, whip it out. And he pulls out just like a huge flashlight.
Yeah,
giant-ass
the
mag
4D cell mag light.
Yeah, and he's just shining it around this 20-person bar. Like, there's a lady with boobs. Get up here.
This is Sandy Hackett, who is Buddy Hackett's son,
Wow.
of all things.
right.
Yep.
How proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, he couldn't hack it, so he ended up in Hot Dog the movie.
yes, correct. He was also in Hamburger the Motion Picture.
Oh, well, good.
Oh.
Thank God.
So he's
Fred
part of
Domino.
the extended.
Fred Domino, yeah.
He's part of the extended food universe.
Yes.
He's the link.
Okay.
The sausage link.
The Foodiverse, if you will. The Grilliverse.
Okay.
So, yeah, this scene goes on forever, and everyone loves it.
Yeah, I mean, it turns into a boobs party.
Yeah, it's like no winner is ever declared, which is
No.
disappointing. And
I mean, we're all winners, Chuck. In this,
I guess.
at a wet T-shirt
That
contest,
woman deserved a
everyone
trophy,
wins.
but she didn't get it.
But then it's just everyone fling your drinks at everybody else, and then like the DJ takes his shirt off, and it's just like, woohoo! I have the best job ever.
And then the band starts playing again, which is made up of like 45 different.
They They look like the half of the Blues Brothers band, basically, for some reason in this movie.
Why can I not remember that guy's name?
I don't know.
ZZ Top.
Nope.
Alabama.
No. I mean, yes, they do look like Alabama. They look like both Alabama and the Doobie Brothers.
Yes.
Plus
The Grateful Dead.
No.
Chicago.
What's the racist one? The racist country man.
Well,
Toby Keith.
Not that one.
Hank Williams Jr.
That's the one. That's the one. It looks like there's like 8
You
different
could've
Hank
said
Williams.
the Monday Night Football guy.
Yes.
the racist country man.
Racist,
Well,
like racist country man. I'm glad I got it on like the third guess, but that could have gone on a while.
All my rowdy brain cells were not coming over tonight. I'm sorry.
Chris Gaines.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Chris Gaines.
Totally Chris Gaines. So anyway, they go back to the room, and dude is just on the waterbed playing guitar.
Yeah.
And then he sings a song.
Little John Denver-y
The
ditty.
entire song.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
She comes out just wearing a sweater and nothing else, and is just like, we should fuck now. And he's like, hold on, I have to finish this song, which he does. And then he's like, well, good night. And crawls under the sheets. And then she's like, oh, hell no, we're going to fuck. And he's like, all right. So they do.
Yes.
And now they're in love.
Yes, we get some tasteful fucking, and then they're in love.
Yes. So then they meet. He again. I don't know what she does for the entire day, but it's ski day.
Yes.
So
Where there's actual skiing.
Ski day.
he meets up with.
We have met the skiing part of our ski movie.
What the what?
The skiing part.
No, that was the skiing part.
Oh yeah.
Now it's
we
the
had the
skiing
ski part. Yes. You got to ski after skiing.
Right. Yes. Coaches recommend. So yeah, it's just okay. Hey, now I'm in the Rat Pack, and we're all together, and we hate the Austrians.
Yeah.
And
then
it's
there's
like the qualifying rounds or something that kind of happen.
Yeah, and there's a lot of skiing montages.
Yeah, it's just ski stuff. They should just call this movie Ski Stuff.
Skis and stuff.
There's the finalists get picked, and they all go look, and like 2 of the locals didn't get picked, and David Naughton is very upset by this, and the dudes are like, well, the Europeans are the ones who are paying for the tour, so
Yeah.
We have to have Europeans on there.
yeah.
They've basically told him the fix is in.
Yeah.
Without saying the fix is in, but
It's just 5 minutes of David Naughton being mad, and then he concludes by saying, this is all about business, isn't it? And it's just like,
yeah.
yes? Like, how do you think we can't just do this for free? So that goes nowhere.
It used to be about the skiing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, all about the skiing.
But now
Shannon Tweed gets introduced at some point. She skis down and starts talking to everybody.
yeah.
And she is Austrian dude's former girlfriend. And now all the Austrians want to bang her. And she's just like, oh, hi, you're new, guy.
Hi, you're
Why don't you
come to the party.
hearken over to my party later? And
Hearken to my party and parking my, vagina.
hearken my gherkin, and we could...
She's going to be harking his gherkin.
Sure, okay. Yeah.
That's the joke.
Right.
Anyway.
So there's a lot of skiing, and then there's a party.
Yeah, on the way to the party, Sonny takes a pill, I guess,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And he's like,
They have like a good 2-minute argument about
Harkin's like, what's that pill? And she's like, I don't have to fucking tell you.
He's like, well, I don't like it.
She's like, it doesn't fucking matter.
You don't own me.
And she's like, yeah, whatever. Anyway, they get to the party, and they basically immediately split off.
Yep, they just go their separate
And-
ways and immediately pair up.
And Shannon Tweed just snags Harkin, is like, hey, so you're here. It's
Yes, let
time
me give
to-
you a private tour of the house.
it's time
The
to
house
fuck.
being my vagina.
Right.
Yes. They seem to consensually have sex, but later he gives some sort of excuse that he was drugged.
But also, I thought where I thought this was going, for about 5 minutes, he's sort of meandering about the party before he gets swooped off.
Yeah.
But he sees her walking off arm in arm with another dude.
Right.
And I thought that was going to be the conflict, was that he saw her walking off with another dude, and he's like, oh yeah, she's going to fuck that dude, so...
He kind
I'm
of got
gonna-
frowny-faced for a second, like, grr, and then was just like, oh, right, Shannon Tweed wants to fuck me. Well, let's go do that then.
Yeah. But then later, he's like, yeah, she put something in my drink. I don't know.
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing. But this never seemed to be a thing.
None of this
is
ever
a goof.
goes.
It's like conflict they just didn't even want to deal with. They're just like, we gotta have conflict, so
Because, like, she wanders into the room when they're fucking in the hot tub.
Well, yeah, and she's, like, wearing a towel at this point.
She's like, I'm ready to be naked. Let's do this. And then she's like, oh, heavens no. My one-day boyfriend is fucking Shannon Tweed. This is unacceptable. I'm going to go to the steam room where just the entire Nazi Olympic team is hanging out.
The entire Nazi party is in there.
And that goes bad for her because she gets Nazi'd. She's just like, ew. And then he's like, how about a neck massage? And she's like, oh. So that's how they get you.
Yeah. The old Nazi necking.
Yeah. So anyway, dude is fuck Shannon Tweed. She is fuck the Nazi.
Yep.
And we can go ahead and wrap up the rest of their storyline, which is basically she's upset about that. And he's like, yeah, so? And she's like, I'm going to San Francisco.
Well, he also pulls the bullshit thing of like, oh, you slept with the Nazi guy?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, because you were fucking what's-her-face.
He confronts her about it first. Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, but you slept with her, and you're gross too, so I'm leaving. I'm going to...
and that's when he does, there was something in my drink. So maybe that's presented as like...
I don't know.
Yeah,
he wasn't convincing enough.
Excuse.
Well, he didn't.
Well, that guy wasn't exactly a good actor.
Yeah. So what happens for the rest of the movie is that... So they have broken up. She says, fuck it, I'm going to San Francisco. She never goes to San Francisco. She goes to the ski shop, gets some skis, goes skiing, sucks at it. Shannon Tweed shows up and is just like, you suck at skiing. And she's like, I'll teach you. Nothing comes from that.
Oh, Shannon Tweed's also like, I fucked your boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you. I'll fuck him again.
I'll fuck both of you.
I'll fuck both of you.
I'll fuck everything.
I'll fuck everything.
See you later.
You suck. I'm out.
Right.
She is a woman who knows what she wants.
Yeah.
And what she wants is to fuck everything.
Yes.
And so Sonny is basically just like, if I could get up, I would maybe be mad at you. But then for the rest of the movie, she just kind of shows up in the crowd and is like, I'm back on Harkin's team. Yay. And that's kind of it. Like, they don't even reunite at the end. No. Like, she's in the crowd of people celebrating him.
Yeah, no,
they
get together and kiss.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
It's more of like it could be any woman in the crowd could have come out and kissed him and just been like, yay for you. But, like, they don't have a relationship for the rest of the movie. She's just in the crowd cheering him on, and he never once acknowledges her presence. So, and then Shannon Tweed just magically ends up with the Nazi guy.
Yeah,
because what happens?
Well, because he wins,
right? Yeah, because
spoiler.
Because they do all the ski stuff. So, okay, let's talk about the first ski event, the very first ski event.
Mm-hmm.
So, my understanding is that this is an actual, like, this is what skiers do. Like, this is the kind of thing they compete in to go move on to bigger and better things.
Yes.
So the very first thing they do is ski dancing.
Ski ballet. They call it ski ballet.
Ski ballet.
Which I have never seen in any form whatsoever.
Never fucking heard of it.
And I was kind of impressed by it.
Yeah. It's dudes dancing on skis.
Yeah.
And they're all real good at it. But I've never seen this. Like, is this a real thing or what?
It is.
Ski ballet is a real thing.
It is, but it is no longer like it's not part of freestyle skiing anymore.
Okay.
From the late 1960s until the year 2000.
All right. Okay.
I had never seen it in any capacity.
Never even fucking heard of it.
Other than this one scene.
I mean, I will tune into the Olympics and tune into, like, the dumb CNBC feed to watch the dumb events that no one pays attention to. Never seen this, ever.
I think it was going out of favor in the 90s.
Yeah.
And we didn't get all of the fucking weird, Olympic sports in the 90s.
Right.
So I think it was just like, nobody wants to watch this anymore, so we're not going to cover it. And so we never heard of it.
Yeah, they probably took it out for like half pipe, snowboarding, that sort of stuff.
Okay. But anyway, so they do this ski dancing thing, and German dude is like, check me out, and does fucking prancy-ass ski dancing, and everyone's like, oh my god, he's really good. That's the thing about this guy, is that he is really good at everything, but for some reason the fix is in, and the judges are all... They're giving him appropriate high marks. Mm-hmm. But then Harkin comes in and does something equally or better than, and the judges are just like, no, 6.5, you suck.
Yeah.
And so that's the conflict, really, is that the judges have been bought. But again, that's never addressed either.
No.
Yeah, not really.
There's all this conflict that this movie could really bother with, and the only conflict that they care about is this strange, what would normally be like the big conflict in this 80s sex romp is like the bad guy's an asshole, the good guy's great, the bad guy sabotages something, and then we find out at the end that it was the bad guy that sabotaged everything, and the good guy wins.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yes.
But that's not even a thing that happens.
No.
The bad guy wins.
Yeah, he does. Technically, maybe he should have. He was pretty damn good. Like, there's no way to gauge how much better Harkin was at these judged events.
For us,
I'd
no,
say in the one where he does the jump, Harkin's clearly better. Like when he does, because they do their stunt flip, off of the ramp thing.
Well, they tell us. They show us. They don't tell us. They show us how much better it is. Like the bad guy's doing a regular triple backflip, and Harkin's doing
tuck
a
with triple.
Like a tuck.
Tuck triple.
Yeah. So he's doing a triple with a twist. So we know that that's better, objectively better. But the rest of the shit you can't tell because this ski ballet, I have no idea what's good in that.
Yeah.
This freestyle moguls, no idea what's good in that. And they both look almost exactly alike when they're doing it.
Most everybody looks the same doing their thing. Like
pretty much.
Like everyone who competes, they're all doing the same
Yeah.
stunting. So it's like I really like the one event in the middle, like the weird like bunny hop bullshit where they're just going down the hill. I thought that was a timed event, but that was also judged.
Yes.
So there's honestly no way to say Harkin was better at this whole thing except the ski jump.
Right.
Which is just clearly that he was better at it because he did.
And he gets a good score, but not even close to, and not even enough to beat.
Yeah, his
to
score
beat the bad
was
guy.
pretty high, but it was a couple points less than, so therefore the guy won all three events and he's the winner.
Yeah.
So, like, in between these events are just random shenanigans, and none of them mean anything. None of them.
It's like they wrote these things in. Like, they're like, man, it's a ski movie. We got to have that stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of like, they're like, well, where do we fit it in? Because, like, there's one where David Naughton and him break into the Austrian guys thing and loosen all the screws on their skis. But it's not an event. It's just like they're just, like, doing their practice skiing around the mountain with each other. And they all fall because the screws come loose. You know,
and they all laugh at them, and they're like, you guys. There's one thing where this one guy named Squirrel, they conspire to keep him out of their ski lift car for some reason.
Yeah, there's 5 of them, only 4 fit in the ski lift car.
So they're like, they rig it so that Squirrel has to stay behind and go in the next car. And then as he gets into that car, a giant-breasted woman in a Mario outfit gets in.
Is she a giant woman with breasts, or does she have giant breasts?
She's a normal-sized woman with giant hooters.
Okay.
Yes.
She gets in, and this is... It's... At first,
Squirrel is the one that earlier they talked about, like, Squirrel, you've been here on the tour 4 years, you've gotten laid twice and made $37.
This seemed like it was a stunt that they pulled to get him laid. But
something was going to go horribly wrong.
But they react to it like...
But it just kind of happens.
It's just... Things happen, and they kind of react to it like, oh my god, look what's happening. It's like...
because this woman just gets on... Like, he's busy putting on the zinc... sunscreen stuff, and he's looking in his goggles at the reflection, and she's like sitting there in her Super Mario outfit, unzipping to show more cleavage, and she's like, "How are you doing?" Basically coming on.
How
to
are you
him,
doing?
like super strong, and eventually has to get up and start putting the sunscreen on his face to get him to notice.
Yes.
Hey, I have unzipped and I'm showing cleavage, and
then she touches his wiener.
Yes,
she does.
She touches him in the bathing suit area, and then. He does not object to this.
No.
Well, but it's like it's a scene where it's like, hey, there hasn't been nudity in a while, and you figure that something would happen, but no, they don't go there. They just keep cutting back to the other thing, and everyone going, hey, check him out.
So all they can see from a distance is him in a Christ pose, pushed up against the back window of this ski car, And they're all just like, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening. It's like, literally anything could be happening right now. You guys are overreacting to the ninth power. I don't understand what you're doing at all. But then that scene just ends, and it's never mentioned again.
Yeah.
It's just...
I don't even know if he has lines for the rest of the movie, to be honest.
I think when he eats it during the finale, he says something, but it's just, I don't know.
But anyway, there's a lot of just little shenanigan things like that. But eventually, yes, Rudy wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is crowned the king of the hill or whatever. He gets the trophy, all that.
Yep.
And that's when Shannon Tweed is like, "Oh, hey, good to be back with you again." You know, she's basically just a star fucker is what she is. And and this ends with everyone like literally, well, because when the judges give the lower score to Harkin after the sweet flip, that's when the entire crowd just starts pelting them with snowballs. And it's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Because they booed him every time that they gave this guy a lower score. But this is the time where they're finally like, no, we've had enough.
Yeah, they booed the first time. The second time, they chanted bullshit. The third time, they just physically assaulted them with snowballs, pelted them.
They pelted them into submission.
Yeah, just pelted them right off the podium they were standing on.
Yep. But now you've got the crowd, like the Germans are all celebrating, and you know they're doing the scene from Casablanca where they're all singing.
Yes,
and
they're going through this ski cafe, literally just doing that.
Yeah, singing in German, and they've got all their people together, and then like everyone suddenly like is up on the roof of the building while they're down in like the courtyard area, and they just fucking pelt all of them.
They have pre-made like 500 snowballs.
Yeah,
There's a wall of snowballs, and they just murder the hell out of these dudes with snowballs.
Like a Calvin and Hobbes snowball fight level of snowballs.
Yes. And then like they just get in dude's face, and they're like, "All right, that settles
one way to settle it."
Yes, and this is David Naughton doing this, and he's like, "We all know that you didn't really win. We all know it, but there's only one way to settle this." And he like starts collecting money from people that they put in a hat, and he's basically like, "It's got to be what is it called?
A Chinese downhill.
Chinese downhill."
Yeah.
And then like, Chinese downhill, and everyone's saying this.
And the Nazis like, yes, we will settle it with the Chinese downhill.
It's the only way.
And Kendo, who has spoken Japanese the entire movie.
I don't think we've barely brought him up.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned, but like when they ask him what stunt he's doing, he says something in Japanese, and the guy's like, I don't know. He said Suzuki Yamahashi something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And so he has had trouble communicating with people. It's clear he understands what people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think he tips his hat too early, because at Shannon Tweed's party, he's talking to two girls, and he's in Japanese, and this is the only part that's subtitled.
Yeah.
He's explaining that he just wants to put his face between their boobs. And then one of them says, "I can't understand what you're saying," and he responds, "Yeah, I know," or...
But in Japanese.
Yeah.
He never breaks.
Right.
But Skeeter, Squirrel.
close enough.
He would have been a Scooter or a Skeeter in the other Skeeter movie.
Scooter, Skeeter, Squirrel.
Right. Yep. Squeeter. He understands him.
Yeah.
He understands Kendo.
Yeah, he's the
somehow,
Luke to his R2-D2. He's just like, well, he says this.
He at least understands Japanese.
But I love that they declare the Chinese downhill, and everyone's like, all right, yeah, we're doing the Chinese downhill. And then they just have... Kendo just kind of looks over at one guy and goes, "What the fuck is the Chinese downhill?"
Yeah.
In English.
Yes.
In English.
It is the best. It is easily the best part of the movie.
It is the perfect payoff to that, and you're like, okay, yeah.
That was a 10 out of 10 joke payoff.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the Chinese downhill is basically, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is the Chinese downhill. Because it is fucking chaos.
Yeah.
Excellent
description. I mean, there's guys with like there are, what do they call them, pommels, whatever the little ski poles are.
They're just ski poles. Yeah.
Okay, ski poles, but like they have like barbed wire around the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So it's like and
everyone's
like,
putting on
guys are
gear
wearing,
and like
like Legion of Doom armor
exactly.
and stuff,
shoulder pads and just.
It's no rules. The only rule is first down the mountain wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
So everybody's gearing up and doing stupid shit. Some dudes have like speed skiing outfits on, like the aerodynamic helmet and the tight-fitting
and one guy's got like fucking jet engines on his head.
Yes.
I mean, it is insanity. And it is like 50, 60 guys.
Yes.
And they all jump off at the same time. So we get the slow motion shot of just all these people jumping off the starting point to hit the snow, and then it's just guys tripping each other. Everyone just the stuntmen going, what ways can we just fuck each other up going down this mountain?
It's a crash stunt spectacular, and they're like guys going total yard sale down the mountain. There are a couple dudes that there are a couple scenes where there are like 10 people crashing into each other, and then they all tumble down the mountain.
There's a lot of good stunting going on and good camera work of a dude on skis going real fast along with everybody else.
Yeah, and there's one dude who like gets knocked off and almost like hits rocks and stuff.
Oh yeah, that fucking dude
and he's like
dead.
Yeah, and that
I think that was Squirrel.
Was it?
I think so, because he's kind of like, I'm okay, and then another dude comes out of nowhere and crashes into him, and then the two of them go down this mountain where I'm like, okay, one of these two men broke their neck.
But I mean, this is like the whole like somersaulting down the mountain thing.
This is as you wish. I mean, it's just dudes rolling downhill.
There's enough crashing in this movie to supply ski scenes, B-roll for 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know how long the scene was, but it feels like 10 to 15 minutes of just...
It's a good 10 minutes.
All these guys getting wrecked.
Yep. The one dude with a jet engine on his helmet activates it, and it's just fucking smoke screen, and you... Boom, and everyone's like, what the hell? What? But someone crashes into him.
Yeah. Well, he loses control.
Yeah.
Flies off a jump into a tree.
Yes, that's right. He does.
At one point, Harkin gets knocked off course and skis through like the snack stand.
Yes, as is required in all ski movies.
And then through the little courtyard outside the snack stand, knocks over all the...
He goes through a window.
He
does ski fenestrates himself.
Self-ski fenestration. And through a bunch of tables and shit. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good stunting.
But that actually gives him the shortcut he needs to win the race.
Yeah. I'm looking at this like, okay, Nazi guys, Rudy's going to pull out a gun. Like, just at some point, at some point, this
Luger, right.
this has to escalate. It just, or he's got mechanical booby traps set up somewhere where it's just like a giant wall is going to pop up at the right time, and someone's going to crash into it. Something, but no, Harkin just gets to the end of the hill first,
right,
and grabs the trophy.
Yep.
Credits.
Pretty much.
And girlfriend comes out running and kisses him, and
she's like, "I always believed in you." Or like, what?
Did she even say anything?
No, not really.
But
I mean, she's just I'm here now.
Just there.
I'm here for you. I realize San Francisco is really far away. I don't know. It's weird.
It just kind of it's a very weird ending, because the end of the race is basically them like skidding to a stop because there's a crowd around where they have to end.
Right. Yes.
So it just doesn't even give you like crossing the tape line.
Right, because the end of the race is the first one to grab the trophy.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, once it's grabbed, everyone's just like, oh, fuck, and they stop.
It's weirdly anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh, I guess it's over now.
Yep.
But then everyone's cheering and lifting him up, and, all right, I win, and Rudy storms off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically it.
It freeze frames on Harkin, just like, I did it. Mm-hmm. I'm the best. And the movie ends.
If I can change, you can change.
Right. Yeah.
We all can change.
Skiing. It's a very strange movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's not bad.
No.
It's
entertaining.
Honestly, better than I expected.
Yes.
By a small margin.
Mm-hmm.
The non-song soundtrack is a very cool synthy, like, it's got the same sensibilities as the Pinball Summer song.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see if it's the same guy, because it's got like it's really got a lot of that feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that weird sort of synth. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff.
And
I like
it's
it
weird.
A lot, actually.
The entire soundtrack is mostly generic, except for when Hungry Like the Wolf starts playing
it's
at
like
the party.
An instrumental version of Hungry Like the Wolf.
Except when all of a sudden the lyrics just come forcefully into the song. It's just like, what mix do you have of this at your party, Shannon Tweed? But, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's Hot Talk the movie.
And is it a Stargrove?
Not quite.
No.
The song's real close, though, because it's like talking about being at the top of the mountain and finding love there and something else.
Yeah, but he found love in the gas station parking lot. He didn't find it at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, it's also very generic.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just
generic
basically you're the best, be the best,
Okay.
find love.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get one at first when they were talking about being at the top of the mountain. And
Yeah.
nobody can catch you on your way down.
It's a good 80s anthem. It
Yeah.
just doesn't. It's not a Stargrove.
Yeah.
You could plug it into 18 other 80s movies we've watched, and we'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
So, let's just rate it.
Okay.
Okay.
I can go.
Okay.
I am going to go 2 jocks.
All right, sir.
It's more charming than I was expected for an early 80s, hey, check out these boobs movie. And it's weird that, like, the first half is all, hey, check out these boobs, and then that's done. Mm-hmm. And the second half is like, hey, check out this skiing montage.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And I wish Harkin had some charisma whatsoever. Like, I almost wish this movie was about David Naughton instead of him. Because David Naughton is, like, so much better and so much more interesting than he is.
That's
despite
what's
really having nothing to his character either.
Yeah. So David Naughton is the star of the film, but just terms of both billing and being at the time the most recognizable person in the film. But his character has zero arc. He's just a prop. He's just there to talk to Harkin.
He's just the party guy.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's one part where he pretends to be all like, oh, I busted up my ankle going down because they're, like, dragging him. And then he just throws cores at everybody. He's like, just kidding.
Party time. And they're like,
Spuds McKenzie's here.
Yeah. It's like, what?
he's Spuds McKenzie. That's all he is.
Yeah.
Including the skiing, because
Yeah.
Spuds McKenzie skied.
It's so strange. But yeah.
But it's not gross. It's not gross in the ways I was expecting it to be gross.
Thank God.
For being a sex comedy from the early 80s.
Yeah.
This is the only one, I think.
Yeah.
The only sex comedy that isn't gross in every way possible.
Yeah.
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 And there is an acceptable triple T ratio in this movie. It's been a while.
There is a quantity.
Yeah.
And I would say quality.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Quality is way up there.
Yeah, if you want to see boobs in a movie, you will see boobs in a movie, and you'll not be disappointed.
The TTT, though, is pretty...
Yeah, it's not
a good TTT.
No, it's not a good ratio.
But it
takes a while.
It does have a good amount and quality.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. I agree with the 2 jocks. That's kind of where I was at the whole time. It's fine. I mean, this movie is, you watch it and go, okay, this is a lot of skiing, but you're photographing it well. A lot of movies don't do this kind of thing. Just dudes on skis stunting around and doing stuff. You throw in the occasional hijinks. You can kind of laugh at it. But the weird thing about it is I don't think I would call this a comedy.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
It never feels like there's jokes, attitudes, setups, anything like that. It's just kind of people reacting to stuff, and it's just kind of... It's more loud than funny. It's just someone just going blah instead of saying something that's actual words.
Yeah.
It's strange. I was expecting a raunchy sex comedy, and that's not what it is. There's a rampant amount of nudity in it, but it's not like... I mean, even the wet t-shirt contest was all fairly consensual, and everyone in the place was just loving the shit out of it. It's so strange, and my brain is confused by it not being problematic.
Why?
Because it's an 80s movie.
Yeah, you're expecting something
like that's
gross
just all
to show up at
80s
some
movies do that. And like the first 20 minutes of this dude being like, "Nah, that's okay." And her being like, "The hell?" It's like, what is this? Like, it's just so strange. Like these weird time travelers came into this 80s movie and we're just like, well, here's our modern sensibilities. We're going to go skiing. And man, everyone else is kind of weird. But no one's like super gross either. Like no one's like, even like the ragtag group of dudes aren't like, and this one, eats his own farts. And, it's like, there's none of that.
The worst is Squirrel going around the party basically being like,
hi, we don't have much time. You want to fuck? And they're immediately like, no. Maybe if you'd got me in a better mood, and it's just like
throw a drink in his face.
But that's the thing. He's up front. He's like, "Do you want to fuck?" They're like, "No." And actually,
look at yourself.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's at least like he's being very upfront about what he wants. He's like, "Hey, do you want to fuck?" And they throw drinks in his face.
Yes, they do.
And I think that's a little bit rude.
Yeah. Well, it's rude because it's a waste of a drink.
Yeah. They could say no. They could just say no, thank you.
But like even like so, there's the scene where David Naughton is making the knockout drink,
the worst drink in the world.
where just lady comes up and says, "I need something hot," and he's like, "Huh?" And then he just pours every alcohol into a giant glass. As she drinks it, passes out immediately, and then Squirrel's like, "Well," and David Naughton's like, "No," and that's it. Like nothing happens to her.
Yep. It's weird.
It's so strange. So it's refreshing in that way. I just wish there had been some sort of cohesive something running through this. There really isn't. It's just, I'm here to ski. I skied. I won. The end.
Yeah. And I think it's very telling that that's not the problematicness of this movie is not the problem. Hint, hint, hint.
The storytelling is the problem.
The rest of this movie, the rest of the things that happen in this movie for no reason or with no resolution or with no drama are the problem. Like any of the conflict being resolved in any way is the problem of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's played so straightforward. It's so weird, and you're right, it's not really a comedy. There are funny things that happen in this movie, but it's almost like 3 days in the life of this wacky band of idiots.
That's really all it
and
is.
These two really good skiers, and then Shannon Tweed is here.
Right. Special guest star Shannon Tweed.
Right. And some boobs. It's so strange as one of the I had mentally prepared myself for some grossness and, for this to be like a wacky hijinks movie.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just so straight-laced. Like,
I mean, they're not like breaking into the ladies' locker room and it's like, hey, check out these Hooters, we're spying on ladies. It's like, it's none of that. It's just, they're all just hanging out skiing and, if someone wants to take their top off, cool. If not, hey, lady, you do you, see you at the party or whatever. It's weird.
And like even the Nazi party doesn't really get up to any shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think,
like you would expect, right? And honestly, I thought that so many times I thought this movie was gonna go weird. Like the sauna, I thought that was gonna be like.
Yeah, that was.
I thought
not
it was gonna get
good places.
Yeah,
but I thought it was gonna get R-wordy, and it didn't.
No,
and I was like, oh wow, well okay, so where's the conflict gonna bear out in this? And it just didn't.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, the writer, whoever wrote this movie, was afraid to finish writing this movie and just moved on.
I think it probably started as like a straight sport movie.
Yeah.
And then someone was like, you got to punch this up. No one's going to give a fuck about some skiing. You got to add some shenanigans.
Yeah, because all the skiing was shot really well. There are a couple scenes where like a ski from the camera skier gets in the shot, but really, it's a goof. But really, man, the fact that they were able to film this shit at all, like filming on skis, good on you. If you only got one or two skis in one or two shots, then you're a fucking hero. You done great.
Mm-hmm.
And especially for it to look as good as it did. I mean, all the skiing action looked really good. It may have been done by like professional sports photographers.
There were some special credits, like consultants and stuff like that.
So I mean, all that stuff was shot really well. I think I'm going to give it 2 jocks as well. It's stunts are good, boobs are good. It's not bad. It's just weird.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's almost Chuck Fine, but
it's better than Chuck Fine.
It's a little bit better than Chuck Fine. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say like, if Shout Factory puts this out on Blu-ray, you'd be like, oh, dude, you've got to go invest in Hot Dog the movie. But it's like, if it's on sale, sure.
Yeah. I mean, if Shout Factory puts it on Blu-ray for $9, sure.
Yeah, and maybe packs like 2 other ski movies with it or something like that.
Yeah.
Or, a double feature with Hamburger the Motion Picture. This would make a fine bonus feature on the Hamburger the Motion Picture Blu-ray.
Right. I'd love to see a commentary on this, like somebody's commentary, anyone's.
Let's get David Naughton. So, normally we take a break
That's correct.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a longer break this time because none of us have anything to talk about in the second half.
Nope.
So there's no reason to do one.
Right.
So,
do we have any correspondence we could do?
We have one email that I'll read.
All right.
Okay.
Let's do a micro half.
Here we go.
Yes.
Let's do a
math.
60th.
Here it is.
All right. This one's from Eric.
Okay.
And it says this one is titled Bill Paxton with a mullet suggestion. He says, imagine, if you will, an early 90s remake, Lethal Weapon, but with a mulleted Bill Paxton replacing Mel Gibson and Lindsay Frost, imagine Ellen Hunt, replacing Danny Glover. Then throw in Lou Gossett Jr. as the angry police captain and John Hurt as the megalomaniacal evil scientist. Then mix in the body-hopping plot from Fallen, but switch out the demon for Aliens. And then, to top off this masterpiece, make sure that every line of dialogue is followed by a sweet 80s guitar riff and or sexy saxophone. There's your Lethal Weapon influence right there. It's both terrible and also a ton of fun. Their story is always moving forward, or at least providing some cheesy dialogue to laugh at, and Bill Paxton's mullet is fabulous. I got 3 rules. 1, shit happens. 2, shit happens on a regular basis. And 3, you better get used to rules 1 and 2. Is a quote from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He also says, I hope you enjoy the helicopter scene as much as I did. And then he tells us the name in a separate email because he got so excited about this. I'm calling you out, Eric. But he got so excited about this, he didn't tell us the name. And the name is Monolith.
Right.
And he said, yes, he was so excited to find a Jocks movie that he didn't even remember the name of the title to put it in the email. But yes, I have never heard of Monolith, but I'm always up for Bill Paxton.
I have a Monolith story.
Oh.
This was coming out when I was working in a video store. Mm-hmm. And in the trade magazines we would get, they kept running ads for Monolith, but it was just like a full-page ad, nothing on it except that it's the word Monolith. And that was it. It was like coming soon.
I mean, pretty good ad for a movie
yeah,
called
yeah.
Monolith.
I was fucking convinced that they were making Odyssey 3, 2061 Odyssey 3, the third Arthur C. Clarke, 2001, 2010, 2061. Yeah. I thought for sure that's what this was because fucking says Monolith. That's what those things are about. I'm like, I'm so stoked. And like, even when the movie came out, we got a screener for it. The screener was just in a black box that said nothing but Monolith on it. And when the rep came and gave it to us, and I was just like, give me that. And I took it home and I was like, the fuck is this Lethal Weapon ripoff shit?
Aww.
And I was like, they're going to tie it in somehow. They're going to go to space. I know it. It was just like, no. it's that's all I remember about it. And I'm forever tainted thinking it was going to be a 2001 movie, and it wasn't. So I would watch it again because that would be like a fresh watch. So.
Okay.
Put it on the list.
Yeah. I don't know the availability of that movie. That movie is not something that's around.
I'm sure it's findable. We have.
Yeah.
We've findable, yes.
We found a few movies that, yes, are not necessarily around.
I just,
as you put it.
I like to do things proper.
No. But thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correspondence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't.
What?
Not at the usual suspects?
It has never been released in the U.S. on DVD.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
It is on a German DVD. So, it's weird.
As long as it's in English, I guess.
Well, okay.
I ain't watching no kraut movie. That's why it was called Hot Dog. We were trying to figure out why it was called Hot Dog.
Yeah, because they were hot dogging.
Yeah.
At least Hamburger the Motion Picture had some fucking hamburger in it.
It was and it had the theme song, Hamburgers for America.
Right.
I might need to watch this movie.
You should watch Hamburger the Motion Picture.
Yeah,
it's
watch
real
Hamburger.
Good. It's
it's better than Hot Dog, the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Especially because it relates more with its title than this one does.
It goes all in on the hamburger theme.
Yeah.
It really does. So
there's a whole, what is the whole opening credits is the hamburger?
It's a whole montage of diners around the country of people making hamburgers.
And then people doing the hamburger clap, which is
that's what they teach you at Hamburger U.
Yeah.
That's
watch the live stream and you'll see me doing the hamburger clap.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/BMFcast.
And they never point it out.
The hamburger clap?
No.
They just
people
roll with
just
it.
do it.
They just do it. That's how the hamburger clap should be.
Yeah.
You go to a hamburger thing, you do a hamburger thing.
It's like a secret handshake.
Only you don't have to touch anyone, so it's perfect.
Ooh.
Because other people are gross.
I appreciate not touching others.
Yeah.
Amen.
So anyway, if you want to, if someone wants to touch us through an email or phone conversation, what would they do?
So they could email us at bmf@bmfcast.com, or they could give us a call on the Garfield phone, 910-5JOCKS-BMF, or 910-556-9263, or if they just want to get to a place which is like a clearinghouse for all of our information, they could go to bmfcast.com. There's a bunch of buttons there. There's all the episodes, literally all 434, 485,
434 plus
434
bonuses.
plus bonus
Oh,
episodes.
extra. There's how many extras are there now? Like 75, something like that.
95.
Oh man,
Man.
so you're almost at a century.
Next week will be
extras.
the 94th episode, so we're
Wow.
almost at a century of episodes.
That is a lot.
Yeah, and that's
That
a
is a lot.
Patreon early access thing.
It is. If you go to patreon.com/BMFcast for just the low price of one single American dollar, you too can be a recipient of that 95 episode tour de force that we call BMFcast Extra. It's mostly Chuck and Harlow. But
But all the references are timely if you're a Patreon patron.
Exactly.
Instead of
Exactly.
waiting a month and going, man, those references are stale.
Yep.
exactly.
Stale.
Got to
So-
get them fresh references.
Sign up and get them hot.
Yeah.
Crack them open.
Like I said, it's $1 a month, and it's incredible value. Or you can give us more if you want. We're always willing to
Yeah.
accept literally hundreds of thousands of dollars for doing what we
Yep. You find out what we'll do early at the $3 level.
You
You
do.
get Let's Slay, our video series where we play video games and
We
joke
do.
with each other. You get early access to that. $5 gets you exclusive Doctor Who podcast.
Right. Available
The
nowhere
only
else.
place it is.
Yeah.
is
Doctor
there.
Who you.
Yes.
Oh,
I think we put out
very good.
one free one.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little taster, a sampler.
Yep.
Mhm. A little something.
But yeah. So we try and give you what you want for your
Yeah.
money.
We do. Yeah. So,
As I've said before, we put out a questionable amount of content.
yeah.
Probably too much.
We probably shouldn't do it.
We should probably scale back because other Patreons are just like, "Hey, if you show
Hey.
up, give me $1."
Yeah.
And
Hey, gave me $1. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll say we will tell you thank you.
Yep.
We're like, no, you need to get something for your money.
Right. That's what we believe. So,
And we practice what we believe.
Yes.
we do. Well,
I think that's going to do it.
yeah. Let's get out of here.
Sure.
Shall we?
All right.
I'm Chuck.
I'm BJ,
I'm Mackie.
and this is BMFcast.
I'm
Out.
confused. We're all out of order. It
I
doesn't
know.
work. What happened? I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ,
I'm Chuck.
and this is BMFcast out.
There it is.
See you next time, motherfuckers.
Woo!
Man, it's so early.
I know. Quick
Weird.
Q&A sesh from the live stream audience.
Okay, yes, we will.
I
All
told
right.
them I told them to ask questions.
Yeah.
I didn't promise them anything, so
Okay.
we can answer whatever we want.
Don't
have
leave
to-
yet, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, chatters, stay there if you want to
Yeah.
ask us questions.
All right.
We're going to
Don't
hang
say
out for a
goodnight just
few
yet.
more minutes.
So I will moderate this discussion.
All right.
Evan McKenzie from Evansville, McKenzie says, "Does the next Shannon Tweed film involve rats?"
Don't they all?
All right.
It looks like Hula asked you, when's that thing going to happen, BJ?
She did.
What thing is she talking about?
I'm not going to tell anybody yet.
Oh, you have a thing.
I remember
However,
hearing hints of this
thinking
thing,
about.
but all I know is that it's a thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Which that is not related to the thing that we teased for a while, and then I switched jobs, and that thing was not able to happen.
Correct.
No,
So
that
it's
thing
partially done.
It's not dead yet. It's
No,
on-
it's not dead, and it's
it's on
funny because
hiatus.
I actually have the access to make it happen for free,
I know.
but I don't have the time to.
We
make
should
it
pay for the
happen.
bleep at least.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
let's pay for the bleep.
I will say this to Hula,
All right.
because she is an ardent supporter of things we do. The plan is for September 6th.
What?
That is,
You know the significance of that day, right?
yes, I do. I do.
I'm just curious now.
It has nothing to do with you.
It's a Thursday.
I know. I figured I could do it because nothing involved with that would happen until the weekend,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah, I don't even know if anything's happening.
a pretty safe guess? Okay. Yeah.
Wait, are the two of you doing this thing?
No.
No. It's a different thing.
This is a me and somebody else who is not in this room nor will be in this room for the foreseeable future, if at all ever. Nobody that would show up in this room, but I hedged my bets.
Thing.
Yeah, this is a completely different thing. This is a non-BMFcast thing. It's a personal project.
That thing.
Okay. Well, I'll circle my calendar that day.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should.
So, what's next?
It's an interesting. It'll be fun. Hula also wants to know when we're going to do her request for Shoot Fighter.
Chuck replied.
I did. I didn't know we were stockpiling questions. So we had actually slotted to do Shoot Fighter a little while back, like maybe a year and a half ago, and
copy sucked.
Our copy was garbage. So I've been kind of waiting until I can get a better copy. So I think I've got it now. I think I've got that and Shoot Fighter 2. So,
right.
But it fit in with the theme we were doing at the time, and then since then it just hasn't. So when we're doing random shit, it'll pop up.
Okay, Roach Lord has asked, are we still planning to do Death Wish 3?
We should. We really should.
Is that the least rapey of the Death Wishes?
No. It is not.
Oh.
But it's the most... it's the silliest, I would say. It's the most canon Death Wish 3.
Yeah. The most over the top.
Yeah. It's still kind of rapey. So I need to reestablish. I need to figure out exactly what the rape to silly factor is to see what the balance is and make sure both aren't happening at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Death Wish 3 is something else. But I can reiterate, Death Wish 1 and 2 will never fucking be on this show.
Okay.
Ever.
And that's fine. We got plenty of movies.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We will never run out of movies. People are like, you should watch more exploitation. And it's like, nah, we got plenty of movies to watch that aren't exploitation.
We started BMFcast Extra with the thought of, we got too many movies. We're never going to get to all the movies, so let's do another one and also watch movies. So
yeah. No, and the thing I like about Extra is it's not like it has to be limited. Like, you can watch The Rock.
Yeah.
Because anyone who says The Rock is a bad movie is an asshole.
Yes. Correct.
You know? But it's like, hey, you guys want to talk about the fucking Rock, and you should.
It was a good opportunity.
And it's also like, isn't that one 2.5 hours too, or is that one a...
Every Michael Bay is 2.5 hours. Every Michael Bay movie.
That is his biggest problem.
Yeah.
Like I would love so many things about Michael Bay movies if they weren't like, all right, man, strap in for hour 3.
Yep. Like, The Rock is a little exhausting. Armageddon is pretty exhausting by the end. They're both still Five Jocks movies. So,
yeah.
But
Armageddon picks up because somebody gets space dementia.
Yeah.
I've not listened to your episode on it.
Oh, you should listen. It's a good time.
I hope you at least mentioned that my favorite thing in the world is one of them getting space dementia.
Oh, we talk about that.
All right.
We talk about that a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. I will just say that one of us has changed their tune on Armageddon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like in a negative or positive
That's all
direction?
I'm going to say.
Okay.
You got to go to
people
you got to go to the
listen to
Patreon.
the episode.
You got to fucking pay for it.
And yes, we know we need to see Upgrade. Has it, like, I know, like, Ocean's 8 is on iTunes now, so I'm thinking Upgrade would have shown up somewhere by now, right?
You would think. Let's see. Upgrade. Upgrade will be released on August 28th.
Okay, so soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's already on. You can buy a digital copy now.
Yeah.
Blu-ray's out next week.
Okay.
Which I can't believe it's already the end of fucking August.
I know.
For several reasons.
I can't believe Amazon doesn't have their shit together with Disney yet.
Yeah.
Because I keep trying to put Infinity War 4K Blu-ray on my wish list, and it's always like the UK version that's $58 is the only one you can find.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, just fucking work it out.
Yep.
You are the only two businesses left.
Yeah.
It's Amazon and fucking Disney.
Yeah,
work it the fuck out already so I can get a goddamn fucking Blu-ray.
Right?
As I say that, in stock September 5th.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
5th.
5th.
Fucking idiots.
We are.
You weren't here for our discussion of the of Time Crash on Doctor Who U, where David Tennant meets up with the Fifth Doctor.
Fifth Doctor. Fifth Doctor
Dr.
showed
Fifth.
up. Fifth.
F-I-F.
Fifth. Since we're just shooting the shit, I will say since we talk about this movie like every 6 months on the show, I watched Step Brothers again over the weekend. That movie, there's no reason for that movie to be as consistently entertaining as it is.
Do you think I would like it? It looks like that kind of Will Ferrell movie that I wouldn't like.
Yes,
I am not the biggest fan of it because
I love Talladega Nights. I thought the basketball one was kind of funny.
Okay, it's Adam McKay who did Anchorman, Talladega Nights, so it's like the good
it's that
Will Ferrell.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
He knows how to use Will Ferrell to the best of his ability, where other people just let Will Ferrell be Will Ferrell, and Will Ferrell needs control.
Mm-hmm.
That movie, like, it'll have like scene after scene after scene of just nonstop, like, this is fucking craziness. And then it's like, you know what? I think I've run out of patience with this movie. And then the next scene is just fucking hilarious as shit again. Mm-hmm. It's like they keep sucking me back into it. Like, my brain is telling me, don't like this. This is just grown men yelling at each other. That's all this movie is.
It's grown men ruin their parents' happiness.
Yes. Yeah. But, holy... Man, it just... Everything that happens in like the last 10 minutes, the way that movie resolves itself.
Fucking Catalina wine mixer, man.
It's one of those where I was just like, I raise my glass to you, movie. I don't know how you did this, but this is like the best dumb thing ever, what you're doing here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get a hankering to watch that movie every year or so.
I should give it another shot because both times I've watched it, I couldn't get over like... And I guess this is like my comedy thing where it's like I can't just shut my brain off and go, just laugh at the jokes. Yeah. It's like I can't help but put myself in the shoes of characters that they're just fucking over throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, God, you guys are assholes. You know, and like there's something in my brain that won't let me shut that off. Which is like why I just, there's so much cringe comedy that I can't stand because it's like, God, you're assholes being assholes and I don't find it funny.
It is one of those things where people are just getting their shit wrecked because the comedy demands it. Mm-hmm. It is one of those things, but it all works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, BJ, you should watch it.
Okay.
You should watch it.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
I'll give it a shot.
Just be prepared. It's one of those movies where, they just...
A bunch of grown men yelling.
But also that they just shouted lines at each other for 30 minutes and they edited it down to 46 seconds worth of the best lines, and
that isn't always a problem.
No, I know, but it just know that the conversations don't make any sense and never will, and no one is ever calling people out for like, why are you saying that? That doesn't make why you're not even responding to me. Like, what does that even mean? But
yeah, it's like all conversations are non sequiturs.
Yeah.
Got it.
Man,
we done here?
Yeah,
I should watch more movies.
Yeah, one day.
I just
56 movies in the last month.
Yeah, how you said your season's going better this year?
YouTube.com/watercooler.
Like, yeah, that's right. You're only starting in like a couple weeks. It's fucking crazy. Are you done
next Saturday?
No, but are you done editing episodes?
No, editing. No, I changed the way I was doing it this year. The writing is always the hardest part of it. Mm-hmm. So instead of what I'd done in years past was write an episode, make the episode, write the next one, make the episode. I didn't do that. What I did was I wrote everything, wrote it all, and then didn't start editing until I had everything written.
And you remembered enough to be able to edit?
I took time code notes.
Okay.
I made specific notes of what joke I was supposed to, because sometimes I will look back and go, I have no idea what I'm referencing here. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
like my notes when I take them for some episodes where I'm like, why did I write this?
Yeah. So,
or I'll be like, man, that character said something cool, and then I'll get to the point in the podcast where I'm reading it off. I'm like, which character said that? Yeah. And it's like, fuck, I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So I have 9 episodes done and ready to go, but they're all written Most of them are recorded, and I've edited. My average is 3 a day. I would have done more by now, but the last 2 days have kind of been
fucky.
I was paying more attention to the news than normal.
Yeah.
Because for about half a day there, it seemed like everything was going to be okay again. And then it wasn't. But
nope.
For about half a day, I was screaming in my office that this was the best day ever. And it wasn't.
Yeah. Bill Billings has asked you to do a behind the scenes of 31 some year.
That would be the most boring thing ever.
Yeah, I was about to say, I hate to tell you, Bill, it's going to be real boring.
It would be, here's a picture of me watching the movie. Here's a picture of me typing up my notes. And, here's a picture of me putting on something for noise and typing up my review. Like, usually I'll just put on Mystery Science Theater 3000, like episodes that I've seen a million times, and just let the noise play in my head as I write everything out. And then I sit at my desk and I slap some clips over my dialogue. It's really, there's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and you've been pretty clear about, like, all right, here's a bunch of stuff that I wanted to make episodes of, and it just wasn't enough, so here's some samplers type stuff.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tease. Here's a little tease, a little exclusive tease. I'm doing that differently this year. Instead of just throwing a bunch of movies together, it was like, okay, well, here's 4 movies. I didn't have a lot to say. What I did was I started, and this got a little dicey when I was picking movies, is that so let's say I would watch a movie and I was like, I don't have a lot to say about that. Let me see if I can find another movie that has something in common with that, and then program it as like a double feature. Like if, okay, you wanted to watch 2 movies that have the most ridiculous possible connection between them, but I'm going to explain what that connection is and why you could have a marathon of these 2 movies. So there's going to be a lot of that this year, instead of like those just 4, like, I watched this sucked. Anyway, here's this next
I watched
movie.
these in proximity to each other.
Yeah.
So I guess that's good that you're writing early so that you can do that sort of thing. Yeah.
Only took 11 years. I finally figured it out. I figured the process
You're
out.
hitting your stride. Yeah, I don't get to watch anything anymore because I did it all at work. I never realized how little work I actually did at my old job. Like, I genuinely did not realize it. Like, when deadlines hit, I was like, yeah, I'm doing things. But, like, in the meantime, when I wasn't on a hard deadline, it was like, man.
Yeah.
But it's like the week I left, they took off all internet. They even took away Wi-Fi. So if you
Holy
want to stream
shit.
shit on your phone, you have to use your data plan. Like, they locked shit down, and apparently yeah.
What the fuck is going on there?
I don't know what. I think they just saw the traffic went ballistic because, like, everybody was on YouTube all day and all that shit. And
But that's the way, like,
yeah,
that's the way folks like that work. They just, like, put a YouTube video on.
and
or put 10 hours of
it
lo-fi
sucks for them
chill
because
hop
they
beats.
lost, like, Spotify, and
Yeah.
and you can't tell a group of artists,
Don't
okay,
listen to
you
music.
can't have music, because it's like, they're not answering phones, they're not, like, everyone, like, at least in that field, works best when they can put on headphones, listen to music, and just do work.
Yeah.
Like, I got through so many podcasts doing that, where I was just like, okay, if I'm not watching
And so much
video,
work.
yeah, I'd get
Yes.
but I would, like, especially on deadline days when I knew I couldn't watch video because I had to actually, like, be doing stuff on screen
Yeah.
that mattered. Like, I would just put podcasts in and I'd just crank through fucking podcasts because I would just get work done all day long.
Yeah.
Walk around with my wireless headphones.
Nice.
Yeah, those were the days. I'm an idiot for leaving.
Well, I mean, they were cracking down on literally everything. So
Yeah, I think I would probably be like, man, they don't pay me enough to do this shit. It was probably how it would have been if I had stayed.
you were going to leave in some way, I'm sure.
That
Yeah.
business is also not long for this world.
What's that?
That business is also not long for this world. Not the
I-
physical part of it. Anyway.
Yeah, the physical part, but I was already being set up to be the one in charge of all the go-betweens from the corporate and here, and basically getting everything set up. I would have been fine. I just would not have anywhere to advance to.
Right.
Which is one of those, when you have those cases where it's just like, I make enough, but it would be really nice to make more, and
But not for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like, and now I can't wear headphones ever because I'm constantly up talking to people. I'm constantly on the phone with vendors. I'm always doing something, and I just don't have that option anymore. So
I'm finally getting back to the point where I can put headphones on I am not busy 100% of the time, 110% of the time, and I'm not so busy that I can't listen to music because I'm fielding, or podcasts or whatever from 90 different directions, sort of like you are now. That was me, but I also had to try to focus on crunching a lot of work, which I cannot do without something in my ears.
Yeah.
So I'm. It's the last week and a half has been me shooting heroin at work, figuratively, because of having a person who knows what the fuck they're doing. Yeah. Well, no, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing until I spent 4 days teaching him what the fuck to do. Now he knows what the fuck he's doing.
You trained him from the throat up.
Yep. I did.
Yes.
I got inside his head, and I took a big old knowledge dump in there.
That's good.
And it didn't all leak out his ears.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I basically don't get 5 consecutive minutes doing any one thing before
that's
I have
no
to go to something else. Yeah. So yeah, even if I was trying to listen to a podcast, I wouldn't retain any of it.
Yeah.
Because that used to happen where I just hit play and I'd be like, "The fuck are they talking about?"
Yes.
And it's like I was only listening to this 2 minminutes ago. I don't know what the fuck these people are talking.
25 minutes later, you're like,
yeah.
What?
Fuck, yeah.
Huh?
There's been a few where I just Important If True and Idle Thumbs, where I would just be like, you know what? I just need to start this one over.
Yep.
I just gotta. I'm not declaring bankruptcy. I'm doing a reset on this one. And I'd be like, oh, this is pretty funny. This is pretty good. This is pretty cool what they're talking about. And it's like, oh yeah. This sounds familiar.
What was it I was trying to? Oh, so I'm listening to Marin's podcast, WTF, and really fucking good, by the way. Marin is a great interviewer. I forget who it was that was on the show, but there was a question that was being asked, and I had to rewind 15 times to figure out what the question was because I missed it every single time.
That is the worst. Yeah,
and I finally had to just fucking let it go after. It was probably half an hour trying to catch what this question was, and I just could not fucking get it. And I just let it go, and I just let it play, let it continue on. Marin's podcast is really good, by the way. There is an episode that I just listened to with Mike Watt from the Minutemen and a bunch of Southern California 80s punk things. For one, that dude sounds like the inspiration for Bender. The way, his accent, the way he talks, the way he uses slang feels exactly like Bender. If that's not the inspiration for Bender, I won't eat my shoe, but I would seriously entertain it.
Yeah.
And two, it's a really fascinating look into that era of and location of music. If you like the musics, listen to it. But yeah, I don't know if I have any end to that, but I like listening to that podcast, and I'm glad that I can listen to podcasts again and get work done. And
yeah, that must be nice. Yeah, I forgot there's a fucking Predator movie coming out in a month that was made by Shane Black.
3 weeks.
And co-written by Fred Decker.
Yeah.
I had to put. How are we this lucky? Honestly, legit. How the fuck did this happen?
I had to
because things like that just don't get to happen anymore.
Yeah. I had to put a media moratorium on that movie because it just seemed like from the first trailer they were like, "Here's the whole movie," and I'm like, whoa.
I haven't watched the trailer.
Okay,
I've avoided it.
Just know that there's a Predator movie coming out and we should go see it.
Yeah, but I know there's a kid in it, and that's the only concern I have. But then again, Shane Black would have made one of the few tolerable kids in Iron Man 3. So
I think today the rating officially came out. It's rated R. So
yes, I was worried because I did see rating pending. I was like, oh no, you don't.
No, the rating today it's super duper R.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Understand what your fucking audience wants. Because the first Alien vs. Predator PG-13, it's your audience does not want this.
Yeah. No.
It's not like you're suddenly going to have butts in seats because you made it PG-13. And you also made a shit movie, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why I really like that unrated cut of Requiem because, man, that movie's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, they don't give
shit.
a fuck.
God.
Yeah. But that's what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, the Predators, you give them these ridiculous implements of death.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but let's sanitize all, like, let's show a splash on a wall. You know, that sort of shit.
Yep. Bullshit.
Do we watch Riff Tracks versions of any movies, and do you like them? I don't, because, and this is probably not true anymore, but watching the Riff Tracks version of any movie when Riff Tracks came out was a huge pain in the ass, and so I didn't want to do it.
Oh, yeah, they've changed.
I know that they've changed it, but
yeah, it was, yes.
I discovered that I don't care.
Yeah.
So,
I do. I watch their stuff all the time. So.
do you like it?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Watch it all the time. Fucking hate it.
I've never heard any of them. I just
weirdly don't find MST3K as palatable as I used to.
Depends on the movie.
I used to be able to watch any MST3K at any time. Like in the 90s, whenever it would come on Comedy Central, I would just lose myself and run to the TV and flop down and watch it like, a kid with my head on my hands. Like,
God, I remember those Thanksgiving marathons. Those were the fucking best.
But even nowadays, I don't really. I don't know. I haven't watched the new ones, to be fair. I don't know if they're funny or not. So I guess some people like them, but I haven't really paid attention to them. It's just, even the old ones, I'm just like, all right. This is okay. Some of this is interesting. I think what happened was after we started doing this show and listening to a couple other bad movie podcasts and figuring out that they had written jokes and they weren't just literally riffing while they were watching it, once I saw the scriptedness of it, it just kind of, I was like, okay, well, that's obviously a joke that they wrote.
Right.
And this is an exchange that they wrote. It's not an exchange that just happened. So it wasn't as magical to me. And once it lost that magic, I think I was gone.
Yeah.
It's not to say that there aren't good moments, but it's just not my thing anymore, I guess. R.I.P.
What's resting in peace? Your love of Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You made my fucking week when you retweeted that Todd Bridges thing. Was it you?
I don't know.
Where it was R.I.P. in peace. Everyone from different.
Oh, right,
states.
yeah. I retweeted it on Twitter like, oh, this is sad, and then I posted it in Discord where I was just like, this is sad, but he also said R.I.P. in peace, so haha.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. It's like a unicorn. You rarely see it in the wild.
Not anymore, no.
Like a genuine R.I.P. in peace.
Yep.
Not me saying that about anything ever.
Yeah.
You got to find it on the backs of trucks now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that it still exists in the wild, a genuine, heartfelt R.I.P. in peace is you gotta really embrace it when it happens because it's like I feel bad for your sadness, but also do you know what you said? Because it's funny as shit.
It's like a rainbow at a funeral. I hope he didn't get clowned too hard for that, but I know he did.
That's the thing too. That's when you can't really clown him on it, though.
No, I'm
like you can't. I mean, I know it's Twitter, and every asshole will be like, "Dude, R.I.P. Peace. The fuck? Did you go to the ATM machine to her?"
Yes, but her. Here's the thing, though: people who are verified on Twitter, you can check a box and never see the unwashed masses ever. So unless just none of the cast members are calling him out on it.
Well, because they're dead, Chuck.
Yeah,
all of them are dead.
But that's the thing about like Twitter. Like in 2010, it was like, holy shit, this got 100 retweets. This is the best day. You were like pumped when your shit was getting like a bunch of retweets. And now like if your thing catches fire, you might as well just like lock your account for a year.
Yep.
Because all you're gonna get is garbage trash. And it's so sad that it's become that.
There I don't know how it works, but there's also a checkbox for the quality filter.
Yeah.
And it will, like, I'll get notifications where someone is saying some, like, responding to me saying some racist shit, and I'm like, the fuck? Let me log in and deal with this asshole. And then I get into the actual app, and it's not there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right.
Okay.
Some egg want to come at me? I'll fuck you up.
You will not fuck anyone up.
Oh, I will fuck someone up on Twitter.
Yeah,
yeah.
But like so many of them are just so completely random. Where like and people who just like don't understand even what a joke is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember saying like I watched Making a Murder, and if we get anything, we need a buddy cop show with those two lawyers or something. Some guy's like, a show like that won't bring back that dead raped girl, and I was like, okay,
Yep.
sorry, guy, like. You know, like, people, like, I don't understand people that just wake up in the morning and go, I'm going to get angry online and I'm going to fucking yell at people.
Mm-hmm. Was that a rando?
Yeah. Didn't follow me, not just out of the blue. Like, must have done it, like, must have had a saved search for Making a Murderer or something.
Weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. I am really happy with my little corner of Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
There's a number of y'all out there. There's 339. That's like any more than that, and I think don't not follow me because of that, but
Any more than that.
but like any in that range of people, that's enough people to stroke my ego when I make a decent tweet.
That's why I locked
and,
mine.
You
So I
know,
was just like, you know what? If people want to fave it, that's fine. But if you got in on the ground floor. You got in while you could.
I'm
Nobody
glad I'm
else.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody else is let in. And also, I see Hula has mentioned she wants us to do a for real commentary on something like Robot Jocks, which we've talked about.
We have talked that idea nearly to the point where we could.
We're lucky
Start
we can
to do
get an episode together every week, and that's mostly my fault these days.
Yeah.
But like,
if we sat down to do that, it would mean not doing a new show for that week.
yeah,
Probably.
That's what that would
be
mean.
Because this is our
such
time
a
to get together.
time-consuming thing.
We don't even fucking hang out anymore. That's how it's gotten. Like, this is our hangout time anymore. We're too much. There's too much world happening for most of us.
Yeah, it's like I wish Patreon had existed like 6 years ago when we could do all this shit all the time.
Yeah. If
we
we
were
weren't
we were just like full like let's do this crazy shit. Like we were always figuring out something to do, and now it's like we don't have the time to make them happen.
Yep.
Because I don't want to half-ass anything, and I know you guys don't either. And that's the thing is I don't want it to just be like kind of like, all right, yeah, we're watching. You know, I don't want it to be like the Arnold commentary for any movie he watches, where it's like, here's the scene where I push the wheel. You know, like that stuff. We don't want to be like, all right, because those are the worst commentaries ever. It's like, where it's like, all right, this is the scene where he does this. You know, I'm narrating what's on screen.
Yeah.
And I'd genuinely want to do research and that sort of thing for it.
I mean, there are times that we have watched a movie in the theater that I wish that we had our reactions to because we said some hilarious shit in context as it was happening during the movie.
Yeah.
But trying to then go back and pretend to say those things again while recording a commentary for something would just be maddening.
Yeah, it's almost like we should wear lav mics for every single fucking movie that we watch. But then
we would be performing.
Yeah.
And not just enjoying the movie. And sometimes I just want to kick back and enjoy the movie. And sometimes that means 20 minutes of not saying anything because the movie isn't demanding that anything be said.
Yeah, or it would just be 20 minutes of me going, hot dog, every time someone does a stunt in hot dog.
Huh. I wonder when that's happened before. Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Standing in line for bread.
Yeah. Anyway, I need to get going.
Yeah.
So
Let's get out of
wanna,
here, shall we?
Okay.
You want to keep going, go for it, but...
No, they stopped asking. We just started making up questions.
Macaroon.
Okay.
You're macaroon? All right. Good night, Internet. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by. Check my
We'll
Twitter
see you
on
next
September
week.
6th.
Harlow should be back.
Harlow will be back. We will have a new movie to watch. And that'll be that.
Good night,
See ya.
everyone. Thanks for watching.